Yo, Ponyboy Podcast, episode 3. We here talking about ECW, the days of WWF, with HBK getting beat up by the Marines.
This is gonna be a fun episode, dude.
Yeah. So shoot, what you want to start with? ECW or HBK story?
Let's go HBK.
So did HBK take the title from Bulldog, the European title from Bulldog, because he didn't help?
For anybody who's watching this, I feel like if you're watching this, you probably know the backstory. But if you don't, Shawn Michaels got beat up by some Marines because he was being a drunk douchebag, hitting on their wives. He got written off TV, and they made it into a storyline where they made him sympathetic.
I lost my smile.
Was that the same one? Yeah, I think it was. No, that was later on, wasn't it?
How
When
many
did he get beat
times
up?
did he lose his smile?
I mean, a lot of times, evidently. Jim Cornette always say he'd lose it every other week, so. But, so he got beat up by the Marines. I don't remember who was all there, but I know X-Pac was there, and so was Davey Boy, right?
Yep, a.k.a. British Bulldog. Somehow he couldn't help because he couldn't get his seatbelt off.
Which that just sounds like such a bullshit, like, oh, I almost got there. I'm trying. That sounds like he's definitely trying to just make up a lie for not helping Shawn, which why would you want to help Shawn Michaels at that time? Unless you were, like, in the clique.
Then I started thinking about when Bulldog told his sister, I think she was dying or she was sick, and he was going to retain the title, but he lost it to Shawn. I was like, hold up, was that payback for not helping?
I never thought of it till you just brought it up. Like, before we started rolling on this, we were talking about it, and I was just like, you know what? I think that could be.
Shawn said, Shawn pity as hell. Then we was talking about the power of the clique backstage. You know, Hardcore Holly said, I pulled up with every one of them.
Hey, I know I just before we get into that too, just on the last thing of him getting beaten by the Marines, I know I say this to you every time we talk, but I just always want to mention how Dave Meltzer reported that X-Pac was the one who fended off 5 Marines. That's still my favorite part of the story.
He uses kung fu skills. Why?
Yeah, like that knows karate, like. Oh, my God. That's some of my favorite stories ever.
What did Kevin Nash say about it?
I was trying to find the shoot before. I couldn't remember. All I remember was he was the one who mentioned that the dirt sheets gave him a bunch of credit. And he was like, but X-Pac, I think, was drunk and passed out while this was going on. He said Davey Boy couldn't get his seatbelt off. So.
Where was Kevin Nash and Triple H?
Yeah, because I feel like that Kevin Nash wasn't there, right?
Remember they said him and Triple H wasn't there? They said they wanted to try shot. We was there. So where the fuck was y'all there?
I feel like they probably could have still whooped on Nash if it was 5-on-1. But yeah, Nash stands a better chance. But what if Triple H would have done? He would have just carried all their bags to the car. Remember, he was still the clique's bitch at this point. So he could drive them around so everybody could just get fucked up because he didn't drink or party that much, and he would always carry their bags in.
He was paying dues.
Whatever you want to call it. Sounds like bitch work to me, but whatever. He's gonna be next in line to run that damn company, so maybe all the bitch work paid off. I don't know.
I mean, look where he's at now. Imagine Nash would end up with Stephanie. Can you imagine Finger Poker Doom all over NXT?
Could you imagine if that storyline was actually legit? Remember when like Test was getting married to her?
Oh yeah, people are so
Imagine if in kayfabe that was actually real and like Test took over the company.
Maybe he wouldn't have died from suicide.
The Test reign of doom.
Maybe he wouldn't have died from suicide. He would have been happy. He's one of my favorite wrestlers. Him and Sean O'Haire. Damn, they both died from suicide. Damn.
Yeah, Sean O'Haire, man. He got fucked over by Roddy Piper.
Shit, he got fucked over by WWE. Owing WCW. If WCW would continue, Sean O'Haire would have been a solo star. a match in the
Oh,
main
yeah.
event. Sean O'Hare
They already had plans for him, I think.
a match in the main
If
event.
they even thought that far ahead.
Sean O'Hare versus Booker T.
That'd be a good match. They ever have a match in WWE? Were they on SmackDown at the same time or no? Or was that when Booker T was on Raw?
Everybody was on SmackDown and Raw.
Oh, okay. Because I remember
Wait,
Sean
you
O'Hare.
talking about the Invasion or you talking about after the Invasion?
Oh yeah, I forgot Sean. I was talking more when they repackaged Sean O'Hare as that Devil's Advocate character that they had for him.
I don't really remember much.
He would always cut those promos where he's like, "I'm not telling you to do this, but why not?" And he was managed by Roddy Piper, but apparently he got put in the doghouse because Roddy Piper was all fucked up and causing trouble backstage and being an asshole. Apparently he killed Sean O'Hare's push.
What? You know what? Why Sean O'Hare just go to Impact?
Yeah, for real.
He could have been an
O'Hare. What's I don't know. I remember the old joke where everybody would go to TNA and they'd be like, "What's O'Hare Sean doing in the Impact zone?"
Josh Matthews' voice.
Yeah. or early Mike today.
Yo, this shit funny as hell. I forgot what episode I was watching. No, it was remember the Aces and the Eights, and they pull off Luke Gallows' mask, and Josh Matthews was like, "Hey, I know that guy."
That was the only thing TNA could do when they'd bring a WWE guy over if they couldn't use his name. They'd be like, "That guy, we know it. We've seen him." Hey, speaking of this, I know we're kind of getting on topic going on TNA, but do you remember how TNA got one of the Highlanders fired?
Because they showed them on camera.
Yeah, and do you remember how he was like, "Please don't show me."
Just chilling, they showed them on camera. That's dirty as hell. That shit can't happen today.
No, and what were they even thinking? What were they going to be like? The Highlanders? Like, is that going to put some butts in the seats, to quote Tony Schiavone?
Why did they show the Highlanders? They wasn't even major wrestlers.
I know. I just like that, though, when they showed the camera and he realized he was on the camera and he's just like this. Like, please don't show that.
They fired him because he went to another wrestling show.
That's so fucked up.
That's Vince for you.
TNA.
That's Vince for you.
That's another show, though, when we got to delve into TNA.
What?
That's going to be a fucking four-parter.
The early days, the late days, current, which TNA time? The Hogan time?
I think we should just go through the whole period of TNA.
Are we going to talk about the Vince Russo period? The Vince Russo period when he first came there?
That was the time I was watching TNA so regularly. Like, I ordered that pay-per-view. I don't remember which TNA pay-per-view it was. But do you remember the last rights match between Sting and Abyss?
That was terrible.
Yeah, and the crowd was like, "Fire Russo."
It wasn't even Russo idea. That's the crazy shit. It wasn't even Russo idea.
Yeah, it was Dutch Mantel's, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Fire. It probably doesn't ring as well. Early TNA. Remember when Vince Russo? Sorry. What?
Fire Dutch Mantel. That don't sound right.
It doesn't ring. Do you remember when early TNA showed up and Vince Russo was there and Roddy Piper came out and he's like, "You killed Owen Hart."
He said that shit for real?
Yeah, you remember that?
Fuck no, I don't remember that shit.
Dude,
holy shit, he actually said that? You killed Owen Hart? Damn.
Yeah. He said, "You killed my friend." I was just like, dude, what the fuck?
I heard it was cousins.
Roddy and dude, does everybody in the wrestling business though? They're always like they have a distant cousin in the wrestling business. Like you know what I mean? Like everyone's related somehow.
So is Bret Hart going to do that to Stone Cold? You killed my cousin? Backstory: we talking about Piper. When Stone Cold and Piper were beefing over the podcast shit.
Oh my god!
People forgot about it. Stone Cold got Piper kicked off the podcast. After that, he died.
I feel so fucked up. I laughed at that, but
Stone Cold is a terrible person. Like beef for Stone Cold for real. You notice that beef for him for real. You die all of a sudden.
Yeah, didn't he like almost not even want to go out for Owens when they were doing the tribute to him on the Raw after? Like, didn't he not want to do that almost because he was still salty about Owen breaking his neck?
Yeah, he was still salty about it.
You know what's a weird backstory though on that?
For next,
You know,
the next story,
Austin broke a guy's neck in Japan in 1995. Chono, I think, doing the same exact pile driver that would end up getting his neck broken 2 years later.
Austin
Karma?
didn't take the move right. He told him
Yeah.
to land on his ass. He told him that.
Yeah, and that's,
time.
dude, it's a sit-out pile driver, like how he's holding him.
Austin did not take the move right.
Yeah, because if you're going to do it that way where the wrestler's going to land on the ass so the head looks like it bounces, but you roll back kind of, you know what I'm talking about? Shouldn't Austin been facing the other way? Just remember he had him in the reverse, like 69 driver.
So,
I don't know the technical name.
I think his head was too low. Or the way he
yeah,
had his head.
but I feel...
No. That's what someone said.
I feel like
Austin,
if his body was
Austin was holding a certain part of Owen's body. He shouldn't have been holding a certain part. He should have been holding somewhere else. That's why he took the move wrong.
Yeah, didn't Austin say that Owen never called on him to check on him or anything?
Well, we're really gonna believe that.
Seems very unlike Owen.
I
know that seems very unlike Owen from everything I've ever heard
Owen
about.
Hart or Austin, who complains about everything. He's the next HBK. I took my ball home. I didn't want to lose to Brock Lesnar on a random Raw episode.
You know what? You know who should have been there to be like Austin? Do business. I kind of get where Austin was coming from at this point. I'm not saying it was right, but I get where he's like, it's a random Raw, not even a pay-per-view. You know what I mean? But I think WWE was just going to go a different direction at that time. I think Austin, for everything they did for him, I think he could have just did that. But you remember the story about how when Austin was going to win the... Huh?
He could have just lost and had a rematch another time.
Yeah, and then... Yeah, or he could have just did a Cena thing, or not a Cena thing. Remember when Rey Mysterio won the belt on Raw and then just dropped it like an hour later to Cena? Could have just done that.
My boy Steve Fillmore was mad about that. Hey Steve, I know you're not gonna watch this.
Oh, that was Rey Mysterio. I bet he was throwing shit at the TV. Love you, Steven. If you're ever watching.
You remember Boys in the Hood when he was fighting fight? Boys in the Hood.
Yeah, so Steven's gonna roll up like Ice Cube did at the end of that movie when they shot the guys who shot, Ricky.
You said
Ice Cube just rolled up to the joint late at night. Fucking Steven Fillmore's just gonna roll up like the end of Boys in the Hood on John Cena for not putting Mysterio. But do you remember though that story at Mania? What was that 15? That was 98, right? Or Mania 14? Mania 14, 98. Remember that legend about Undertaker, like being like, Shawn Michaels, if you don't put Stone Cold over, I'm gonna beat your ass.
Yeah, I remember that.
Where was Undertaker at when Austin was like, I'm not gonna put him over? Like, what? Stone Cold should have went over there, or Undertaker should have went to Stone Cold and been like, you're gonna put him over, motherfucker.
Well, to be fair, wasn't Undertaker on SmackDown?
Oh, true. Yeah, that's when he was wearing that weird singlet with his black pants.
And also, to be fair, Vince said, "Yo, meet me today," and Austin just never showed up for the meeting, or he left the meeting.
I'm going home.
Yeah,
gotta go beat Deborah.
That is what was Undertaker at when Bret Hart got screwed?
I know.
He's always a gorilla. He's always in a gorilla for HBK matches.
Wasn't Taker there though at the end of the Montreal Screwjob? Wasn't he like telling Vince, "You're gonna sit face to face with him, right?" I remember that.
You got to take one.
Yeah.
Vince,
imagine telling the boss of your company that just like,
I did.
You got to take one.
I heard HBK was about to take a shot. No, not HBK. Brett was about to take a shot. He said, "If you still here, I'm gonna put you on your ass." So imagine taking a sweet towel in the hot shower, and Vince is still there. You don't even have your clothes on. You still naked.
He got punched. Got punched by a naked Bret Hart.
Bret Hart was about that life, man. The HBK brawls. Remember the shit that Road Dogg said?
I'm surprised Bret wasn't in BSK. Taker's crew.
right?
Could you imagine Bret Hart?
No, can you imagine Bret Hart and Nation Domination?
Both Hart brothers in there.
Shoot.
Would have made sense because, the Nation, they said they were getting screwed because of the racial shit. Remember, like, that was the storyline, right?
Yeah.
And then you could have had Bret just be like, I'm going to join too. I'm getting screwed too.
I mean, the Nation was a logical group to have. Shit, the Nation
really
should
was.
be remade the Nation should retire right now.
Dude, honestly, that gimmick was so far ahead of its time compared to where we're at now with society,
Put Kevin Owens in there. Put Biggie in there. Put Bianca Belair in there. Woo!
Street Profits.
Man, that shit would be fucking fire. Bianca.
Yeah, because okay, I don't watch a lot of modern wrestling, but who's the guy in the Street Profits that like cuts funny ass promos? Who's that guy? Is that some
you talking about the skinny guy or the heavyset guy?
The skinny dude.
Fuck. Bianca husband.
That's Montez Ford, right?
Yep.
I love that dude. He's funny as hell.
He is. Put Bianca in there. You have her take out Charlotte for the title. Because she tired of be holding out. Why is Bianca on main event? Nobody watches main event.
I know.
People
That's a horrible name for a show, too.
People
main event
watch
no one's
old
watching.
wrestling before they watch the newest shit like main event, like Bryant. Bryant still watches ECW, y'all.
I was gonna say. I was like, was that a call out?
He still watches ECW.
Call me out. Speaking of old wrestling, though, were we gonna go into ECW before we went on the rant about HBK and Bulldog?
Quick question. You're a WCW mark, right?
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to explain myself a bit here. I'm a big fan of Attitude Era Crash style TV, and I'm not saying all of it was good. I thoroughly enjoyed 2000 WCW. I enjoyed late 96 and most of 97 WCW, but 98 WCW, 99 WCW, horrible. My opinion on it.
I got a question. This has been a debate between friends. The debate is, were the Finger Poker Doom successful?
Was it successful?
Yes. As the storyline, remember Hogan couldn't get no more rematches. So it was a scheme by the NWO. So was it successful or not?
Yeah. I think it was successful, and anybody could quote me if I'm wrong on this, but I remember looking up at successful in the sense, that same episode of WCW 2 also had Goldberg getting arrested for sexual assault. I'm dead ass serious. But anyways, the very next week, the ratings spiked high as shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, people wanted to see, I think, where they were going to go with that, but then they just reformed the group. Like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe there was more dissension. I don't know. I don't think it was successful in long term, but I think it was successful in the chance that they wanted to pop the ratings, maybe. Maybe that's how I would look at it.
So long term wise, not successful, but as a scheme, as a plan, it worked because people got fooled.
Yeah, and shit, didn't people do that too? I mean, WWF did that a couple years earlier with the European belt. Remember, it's not the same, but Shawn and Triple H had that fake little match. Remember?
That was a couple years later. After that was before.
No, I think that was before. I think that was 97, and the finger poke was 98.
Yeah, so Kevin Nash basically took
Sergeant
everything
Slaughter
he
was
did.
still commissioner.
So Kevin Nash basically took everything they did in WWF and turned it in WCW.
Pretty much, yeah. He's like, it worked over there. Why not here?
I got a question. Why do you keep saying these guys have a great mind for the business, and when companies die, it's just, it's the company fault. It's not the guy they put in charge of the story.
Yeah, I mean, I like Kevin Nash, but I don't think he has a great mind for the business. I think he's an entertaining talent, but I don't think, you could have cleared. Well, Kevin Nash had the book in WCW for like 6 months, and it basically, like, WCW was on life support way before Vince Russo and Ed Ferrara ever showed up.
I remember the Nitro episodes. Kevin Nash is in the back. What's his name? Scott Steiner with hot chicks. Didn't they have Kimberly Page back there too?
Yeah.
She was
DDP
hot.
got his ass whooped over that one night.
What you say?
Did you ever hear that story? Scott Steiner said something about Kimberly, I think, in the ring or something that was off cue, and Diamond Dallas Page tried to fight him backstage and tried to fight Scott Steiner. It didn't go well. Let
Damn.
Scott Steiner get away with whatever the hell he wants.
Damn. So DDP got whooped?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Trying to defend his woman's honor, I think.
For some reason, all the WCW chicks look trashy. Fucking Miss Elizabeth with Lex Luger. I'm a heel now, so I wear black. What was that logic? We heels, so we all wear black.
I really don't know. I really don't know.
You ever notice that every time somebody go here, they wear black?
Yep, or the black beanie.
Like, fucking what's that old ass movie, Grease? Oh, she's not a good girl no more because she wore a black jacket. Like, what the fuck?
I guess black just represents evil.
Motherfuckers be
so
wrong.
in WCW, though, we've watched 2,000 WCW episodes together.
You talking about the reign of Just Incredible?
We'll go back to ECW. I thought we were gonna go on the 2000 WCW for a minute.
Wait, man, this is like a roller coaster. You don't know where we're going.
I know it really. I'm so excited to talk about everyone.
WCW 2000. What happened in WCW 2000? When we talk about Sting burying Vampiro.
Yeah, well, you know that year started too. Chris Benoit was the world champ.
And he ducked.
Yeah. Yeah, so the Radicals were out by February, but they were still February or March, right?
Nah, they left like in January.
All I know is I watched a cage match a couple nights ago from WCW Nitro 2000. It was Chris Benoit in the main event. Guess who he wrestled in a steel cage match?
Kurt Angle.
No, Jimmy Snuka.
The fuck?
Yeah, this was an episode of Nitro. WCW. I'm dead ass serious. He wrestled Jimmy Snuka.
Jimmy Snuka was still wrestling?
I guess. It's really bizarre.
It is bizarre. I can't picture Jimmy Snuka still wrestling.
It's late 99, 2000 WCW, early 2000 before Russo came along. They were kind of going back to that Southern style of wrestling kind of booking, you know?
Southern style wrestling.
Yeah, they had the NWO 2000.
And Bret Hart was supposed to be it, but Goldberg fucked up and ruined Bret Hart's career.
Yeah, what was that? Starrcade 99, right?
Goldberg ruined a lot of people. He almost Undertaker career.
Yeah, what was that? Just like last year too, right?
Yep. And the episode dropped about Taker.
I didn't watch that. Was Taker pissed?
Shit. I mean, yeah.
I'd imagine so. Like Goldberg's busted out a Bray Buster. I didn't know Goldberg was that technical.
Remember they tried to say Goldberg was technical when he wrestled DDP? Like people try to defend Goldberg all the time. Goldberg had a good match. So you telling me he wrestled from what, 1996 and still wrestling right now in 2020, and all you could to give me is the DDP match?
Yeah, for real. And it's also like, remember like his first 2 years in WCW, he was just doing squash matches. So it wasn't like, it was wear and tear.
Remember the Regal match?
Yeah, where Regal stiffened him up a bit. Yeah.
I just noticed you can make anybody to a star. They could have made Buff Bagwell that star. All you gotta do is just hit a couple of spears.
Yeah, and Buff Bagwell was kind of over too at one point.
Till he got the WWF and he had that match with Booker T, and it just crapped all over him.
Yeah, well, WWE fucked that up so bad for one. All they had to do was wait 1 week. Raw was in Seattle that week. They were going to Atlanta that very next week. They should have did this fucking match then. That would have been well more received because Atlanta was, WCW's.
They also said, why did they wait till the Atlanta show next week? And why didn't they just do Booker T versus Lance Storm?
Yeah.
Because Wes
Yeah,
Stone
Buff
was a better
Bagwell, I
wrestler
didn't
than
get
Buff
why he was in
Bagwell.
there. Boy,
That's
that
like,
invasion, though, man.
that's like you want to do a match, right? You're going to do Seth Rollins versus Ty Dillinger, Sean Spears, where you could just do Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles.
Yeah. Damn, that's a good comparison. I think Sean Spears fucking sucks. So,
John hates his ass.
John?
Yep. John Cena, a.k.a. Cactus
Oh,
John.
I thought you meant John Brody.
That's what I'm talking about.
Got you. Oh, John Cena. Oh, okay, never mind. Is that his new alias?
Yes. John Cena.
Okay. All right, got it. Where is John Cena at? I don't see him.
He's somewhere looking for Becky.
Somewhere in Cali. Probably getting some steak fries. I don't know what California is.
Smoking that granddaddy perk.
Fuck, we go really off topic on us shit. We'll just try to rein it in on you want to go to ECW real quick?
Yeah.
Get that out of the way.
I don't even know what caught this episode. The roller coaster of wrestling.
Yeah, roller coaster of topics. Don't expect us to stay too long on a topic because we're gonna think of something else. We went from Shawn Michaels getting beat up by Marines to Austin breaking his neck and hating Owen to Sean O'Hare to TNA
to John
back
Cena.
to WCW 2000. Yeah, John Cena and Rey Mysterio. We went everywhere. We went everywhere on the timeline of wrestling today.
Yeah.
You don't know what year we'll end up in.
Shoot, we might be talking about current. Damn, we can't talk about current stuff.
I'm trying, man. I'm gonna try to get into it just so I can add something to it. It's just, God, man, I don't get much time. So when I'm free, I'm like, do I want to watch crowdless wrestling shows or do I want to watch Mania 18? You know what I mean?
I can see it right now. Brian Overton, what you want to watch? Raw, current Raw or ECW 95? ECW. Well, you see the 500 times ECW.
If you're giving me like late ECW 95, I'll pick current Raw. But when we start getting to 96, 97, I'm an ECW stan for life.
Yo, why do you sound like that one guy? Damn, what's his name? I can't remember his name, but I think he does the voice for voice for Chucky.
From Rugrats?
No, doll, the evil doll.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I don't know whether to take that as a compliment or not.
I just realized you sound like Buddy from Chucky. You said the Rugrats?
Well, I think this will be the last time we do a podcast. I'm just kidding. Okay, speaking of Chucky, though, do you remember he had a feud with Rick Steiner in WCW?
Chucky? Who was Chucky in WCW?
The fucking doll. No, the fucking doll showed up on the screen and started cutting promos against Rick Steiner. I'm dead ass serious.
What the fuck? What year did that happen? 99?
That's gotta be 98, dude.
I feel like after 97, everything went to shit.
I forgot we're in a call. Hold on. Lost my screen. Yeah, no. It's like WCW just trying everything. They had Kiss on.
They went to shit after 90. After that match with Hogan and Sting, which Hogan beat Sting clean. I'm like, what the fuck going on? Sting talking about, no, not Sting. Bro, talking about never again. Never again what, nigga? He beat him clean. Why didn't y'all just restart the match? Hogan got screwed. And Eric Bischoff is fucking Hogan lapdog. Sting was out of shape. How was he out of shape and bloated?
How was Hogan in shape?
Sting looked fine to me doing no body splashes. I mean, the Stinger splash.
He was in great condition in 97. What the fuck?
He had a bad marriage, or his marriage was going to shit. Okay, I can understand that, but say he was out of shape. How was he out of shape? He looked fine in that match. It just was a trash match.
Sting was like the quintessential workhorse for WCW too, so.
It was a trash match, man.
Yeah. Yes. Was that Starrcade 97, right?
Yep. After that, everything went to shit.
Fuck that. Yep.
I remember Ric Flair retirement, going to the crazy house. Kevin Nash winning the title, giving it to Ric Flair. Jeffrey Jarrett taking the title back. Kevin Nash getting the title back.
Yeah, and then Jeff Jarrett formed that awful fucking WCW 2000 where the group consisted of guys like Scott Hall came back, but he was in no shape still.
Was it with the Harris brothers too?
Yeah, Scott Steiner and the Harris brothers. Like, fucking really? Look at the state of your fucking main event heel faction, bro.
It was
broke
just
1,000 guitars, never drew a dime.
Then the cruiserweight division starts sucking. Once the cruiserweight division starts sucking, you know it's time to go.
Oh, dude, that reminds me, if we're going to go into 2000, you remember that match we watched that was just god-awful? It was Chris Candido and Prince Iaukea, Slamboree 2000.
That shit was trash.
That was their cruiserweight division.
It was trash. I said, what happened to the days of Dean Malenko and Houston Liger and Rey Mysterio, Ultimate Dragon, Eddie Guerrero, Jericho, Benoit?
Yeah, remember when Nash buried all the cruiserweights?
Yeah.
He had like a gauntlet match, and all he did was just start power bombing guys and not even pinning them, and the ref was just counting 3 for some fucking reason. Fucking trash, bro. Fucking garbage.
Someone's gonna ask, who was the cruiserweights?
I only here. This was Rey Mysterio was still there, but remember when they unmasked him and they put those weird devil horns on him?
Oh yeah, and he was tag teaming with Billy Kidman.
Yeah, the Filthy Animals.
Before
I don't like the Filthy Animals.
Was that before or after Billy Kidman was a crackhead? Remember with the Raven, he was always itching.
Oh yeah, no, that was after he was a crackhead.
How did he reform while going to rehab?
Yeah, I know. All he did was just change his clothes. He stopped wearing black and he started wearing the white wife beater, and he wasn't.
And he got Tori Wilson. Ain't that some shit?
Hey, that'll bring any man out of their slump.
People still questioning how he pulled Tori Wilson. I'm like, bro, do y'all see who she married? It's not that hard.
So speaking of that, though, so we'll go into WCW 2000 real quick, though. So where do you want to start with some guys? We'll run down the list of the New Blood faction that they had. We'll start with Vampiro.
He should have went to ECW.
Yep.
I mean,
he was actually going to, and Paul Heyman never returned his calls.
He should have went to ECW. They both got put out of business, but he would have been better suited for ECW.
Yeah, definitely. I would have loved that, dude. That would have been awesome.
Like the Sting feud did not help at all.
No, and Sting fucking buried the shit out of him for having face paint, I think, was one of the reasons why I didn't like him. How do you even start, though? How do you even start a new rebrand of WCW, and you want to push all this young talent, but you make them the heels, and then the old guys who are the gatekeepers are the faces? How? How does that make sense at all? Like,
I don't know, man.
I'm not sure what Russo's original plan for this was, but
I mean, your plan can only go so much when all your old guys have what power that they could deny who wins on them.
Yeah, and that's like around the time when Hulk Hogan was wearing all black and he had the FUNB on the back of his the "Fuck You New Blood" thing, and Lex Luger was a face. Like, how are these guys faces when you cut promos about them hogging the spotlight, but they're the faces? I don't understand.
It was a weird thing. You also think about like how almost every Nitro episode starts out with them pulling up the limos, showing off.
No,
every Nitro episode, it was at least them pulling up in the parking lot in limos.
And bro, they were literally cutting promos like, "We're not giving our spot up that easy." I'm just like, how are they the faces?
For real. It was weird. And how was Booker T a New Blood? Because wasn't he there for years ago?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
He was a New Blood, but he was there years ago.
Yeah, and do you remember like 3 weeks he was rebranded as G.I. Bro?
Then when he came time for the world title push, he was Booker T again. Now can you dig that sucker?
Having fucking on a pole matches with Jeff Jarrett pulling out pictures of Scott Hall.
Hey, Booker T had the talent, man. That best seven with Chris Benoit. The match with Sting. Yo, Sting and Booker T had a dope match. The Sting and Vampiro. Trash.
Yeah. Yeah, they always had those stupid gimmick matches. The Ring of Fire, the Graveyard match, the Graveyard Smash, which is like what WWE just kind of did recently with Taker and AJ. The Boneyard
match. That Boneyard match was dope, though.
Yeah, no, that's definitely what Sting and Vampiro could have been. But instead, it was just some hokey bullshit.
Somebody says Sting is paying for on that Vampiro shit right now by not having a match with Undertaker.
I hope so, because I love Vampiro. And imagine if he would have went to ECW. Imagine if Vampiro would have went to ECW around that time. Raven was still around for a brief second before he went to WWF. They could have had an awesome feud.
Imagine Vampiro versus Taz.
Yeah, fuck. I don't know. I think Taz might have been gone by that point by the time Vampiro would have showed up, but that would have been awesome, yeah. But I feel like Taz would definitely not be putting him over. I feel like Taz is definitely a douchebag, dude.
Matter of fact, who would you have build to be a top guy in ECW around that time?
Around that time, so it would have been late. So timeline late 99, 2000.
Would have been just incredible. Jerry Lynn.
No, I was actually cool with the plan of them having Mike Awesome. I love Mike Awesome. I thought he was a great talent.
Did Mike Awesome dip?
But yeah, he dipped with the damn belt. And ECW had to go to their lawyers and have a guy from WWF, Taz, come fight a guy from WCW for the ECW World Title at a house show. Tommy Dreamer ended up showing up on SmackDown randomly in 2002, like once, while the companies were still going. You remember that?
I think so.
Triple H was fighting Taz and like Dreamer showed up.
Oh, I remember the Taz match. Taz had the ECW World Title. Triple H pinned him. Paul Heyman said it was the worst idea ever.
Yeah, but it's no wonder, though. WWE, like, they were definitely helping ECW out so much. I mean, Vince gave ECW a shit ton of money in their last couple months to just help them put on those last few pay-per-views. So you demonize Vince, you know.
He did?
Yeah. Now, he was funding ECW for years.
Oh, shit.
Because we all know Heyman wasn't very good with money.
You got Steve Fillmore. You gotta be thankful. Heyman should be thankful.
Because in early 97, 96, ECW was having guys that WWF didn't think were ready yet. Al Snow got sent down to ECW.
Oh, that's when Al Snow became the head guy.
Yeah, and then WWE brought him back. That's what WWE was doing. They were giving Paul Heyman money to take a bunch of their undercard guys and try to make them stars, or give them a little bit more, Christmas working in the ring, where you get to WWF.
What did someone say? They'd be like, damn, Paul Heyman can't make nobody stars right now. Because then he just get fired.
Oh, yeah. But you knew that was not going to last long. Him and WWE, when they work creatively, are just like oil in the water, Ain't going to work.
For real. Why is that?
Why is that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I know they all have a lot of disdain for Paul Heyman. I know Vince actually likes Paul, I think. But I know, like, his kids and Triple H do not like him. Oh, Shane McMahon, though, I think is a fan of Paul Heyman.
Shane's a funny thing to talk about.
Yeah, well, Shane was the one. Shane and Vince Russo would watch ECW late at night in 96.
People would say Shane could have owned ECW. Remember, he tried to bring him back. Well, Vince said no.
Yeah, and his format was going to be great. Shane was going to make it a web show. When they brought ECW back in 06, they were going to make it a web series, and it was going to be different kind of content and stuff. And then Vince was like, Sci-Fi gave us a deal. We want a wrestling show weekly. So there you go. That's how that started. But Shane, this is why Shane should be in charge of more shit. He's so much more clear-headed than half these people,
Where is he at now?
I don't know. He's probably running around in his Jordans. Whatever. I don't know what he's doing. Kicking around in his Jordans.
Right, right.
Oh shit, man, we didn't get to know really ECW yet, but I gotta go to work now, man. I realize I'm gonna run a bit late now because I got into it. This is fun, dude. So
Shit.
I don't even know what the hell you could call this podcast. This is just
Ponyboy episode 3, the roller coaster of wrestling.
that is a great title. That is a great title. We'll pick up where we left off if you want to record another one or something about.
Oh,
We'll
definitely.
just go strictly. I want to do the TNA one too that you had an idea for. That's gonna be fun.
Man, we got lots of stuff to talk about. Shoot, but
I know,
everybody,
dude.
stay tuned to episode 4. It should be coming. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, hopefully soon.
Lex